Hey there, this is Serena, creator of the Innerdance Trust platform for sharing sessions, music, information, courses, and a whole bunch of other stuff related to Innerdance. This is the first attempt to making a video about an upcoming soundscape that I'm going to be sharing for Valentine's Day. This one coming up, it's called the Thetas, and I produced this track with a mix between like production techniques and DJing styles. I call it the Thetas because it isn't a normal inner dance flow. It's still accessing various brainwave states, but it's not going into the high alphas and betas and gammas as some inner dance playlists do. This one's designed to stay within the Thetas, going from some of the deltas into maybe a low alpha at most. So this 2-hour soundscape is really there just to hold you within that womb space, within this creative field, within the imaginative quality of theta energies. And within that theta field, really feel what it means for you to be making transcendent choices, or to be experiencing yourself anew, to be connecting with yourself in a way that perhaps you haven't been able to in a while. I created the track in an inner dance style, so it still has a lot of layers. If you're familiar with the inner dance techniques for sound creation and soundscape making that have gone like really far beyond just playlists in the time that I've been creating music. It's something that I'm really excited to share for Valentine's Day because my sense of this soundscape in relation to love energies is very connected to the orange and green chakras. And for the orange chakra, in inner dance, what we know is it's very often the case that the Kundalini energy, as it's rising up from the root, from the base, from that sense of the sleeping serpent coiled at the base of the spine, begins to rise first into the orange. And as it hits the orange, there's so many sensations that come alive. The orange is home to many of our emotions and our connection to others. It's this first space of possible polarity. What is self? What is other? What is intimate connection? What is a bonding? What is it that makes us feel one or alive? What is it that gives us the sense of creativity? And does that come first from sexuality or sensuality? Or is it a force that is beyond anything to do with the physical? Many times the inner dance energy, as it's rising up into the orange, does find itself in this space of the sacral. And within the sacral, the womb is speaking so loudly from the feminine, but also many of these tantric-like sensual energies come alive. And as these energies come alive, they can become complicated in what is an attachment, or what is a desire, a need, a codependency, a sense of longing for a belonging. And that can be confusing, especially at times for facilitators when they notice that the energy has risen to this space. Perhaps it starts in a participant, and that participant's energy is now very alive, very awake. It is almost teeming with need to be seen or to be felt, to be touched, to be loved, to be experienced in a togetherness, in some way that facilitator and participant begin to co-create a dance with one another. This, at times I've seen, become very sexual, or the energy gets stuck in something that's sexual. And it's not to say that any sexual energy is wrong, bad, or not to be involved in this process, or that it can't also become an enlightening or an empowering force that extends beyond the sexuality. There's a really beautiful essence to what creatively comes through our sacral in the form of the sexual. But there's also something much deeper. There's something that does not involve another partner physically that comes through the orange. And when that rises up, when that is seen for its authentic self, for the creative force and potential that lies within, the conceptive field awakens. The conceptive quality of life awakens. And that conception is more than just sexual. It's more than just sensual. And as it continues to rise, it remembers that it's connected to a oneness. It's connected to a love that's much deeper, much greater, much older than anything that just originated in the sacral, in the orange. And it begins to talk with itself. It begins to have a conversation with another aspect of its being. And that's the green. That's the heart. That's the love that is connecting us with everyone, everything, every possibility, every potential. And all the different ways that this creative energy can be expanded or exploded into something intangible or unknowable, something that we can't even begin to explain. And this is when we know that the orange and the green are so interconnected. They're so much a part of what really makes us feel alive, what allows for life to be born, what the essence of that sexual energy is for, to continue loving so much that part of ourself, that humanity continues to grow. Procreation is very much a part of this biological force in relation to the sacral energies. But to love humans, to love humanness, to love the embodiment of being inside the humans so much that it is filled with this unconditional love for all, for the planet, for the cosmic sense of what it means to be alive or to be connected with one another. It's so powerful. It's a force that nothing can really break. And perhaps love in that sense, coming from the green, coming from the heart, is beyond this human body and beyond this planet in many, many ways that we're only just beginning to explore. I feel like the more that this Aquarian energy comes rising up and meeting us someplace perhaps we didn't even know we would meet ourselves, the more we're able to disentangle some of the attachments or the residues that have been lingering inside of the relationship dynamics of orange, and gives us a lot more permission to feel this green heart energy and the deeper elements of the pink, that self-love, that empowered part of ourself to be confident, to feel secure, to feel in love with everyone and everything without a conditionality. So this playlist, this soundscape, this Thetas that I'm sharing is, for me, very connected to this. And perhaps when you listen to it, you'll feel something of the same. Perhaps if you take a listen and you feel what the orange and the green mean for you in that moment, there would be also something really beautiful that comes through. It feels like a time when we are expressing new dimensions of love. We might not even know what those are, but maybe for many of us we do, or we feel very passionate about it, that there's something to ignite from within. And these passions aren't just romantic with one person. It's almost like being in a romantic dance with oneself and everything that is all at the same time. So I'm sharing this for Valentine's Day. I will be putting together a link and a download option, and it will be free to download. And for those that are in Kopanang, we're going to be having a session at the Yoga House and premiering this 2-hour soundscape live for everyone, where we can be in a space of togetherness with the energy work, with the opportunity to play around with and explore the changes that happen as energy rises up, as it moves from this orange into the green, into the pink, into the cosmic white and the collective whole, the bursting through of crown energy as it merges with the body. And For those of you that aren't able to be joining us in person, the link will be posted around the same time that we begin our session together here, so that if you want to listen in at the same time that we're co-creating something here, you're most welcome. Or if after you are able to listen to this and you feel inspired to just lay down whenever you can, take the time to just explore whatever it is that comes up. And if there are these feelings of lack, loneliness, abandonment, rejection, anything that makes you feel separate from the whole, see what you can do when you're in that space to shift those energies from the sense of missing something that often comes from the orange into a creative spark. And that the more this creative spark is ignited within you, the higher it goes, the more it reaches to the heart, the more it reaches to that cosmic sense of connection and the coherence that is so beautifully able to become the part of the planetary pulse that is drawing us all into a new age together as we make it through some of these transitions that are currently happening. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being a part of the Innerdance process in whatever way it means for you. And I look forward to journeying with some of you in person, and as well for all those of you who are journeying together with us from afar or from your own homes. Thank you so much for being a part of this, and look forward to connecting in whatever way we can as the months and years continue into something inspiring, a new beginning.